Hello, my name is Stephanie Kerr, and today I'll be speaking on the lack of respect shown to men of this generation. I would like to begin by speaking to the women. How many of you have been hurt by men? How many of you feel like you have a score to settle with men of this world, that they don't own you and you have a right to stand out against them? Now I would like to speak to the men. On average, how many women do you disrespect on a yearly basis? How many times a year do you feel disrespected by women? I am here to challenge the women of this generation to reevaluate the way they respect and treat the men of this generation. I myself am a woman with a father who is active in my life, a brother, and a boyfriend, as well as many friends of the opposite gender. I have heard on countless occasions from my male friends the unbelievably rude and disrespectful treatment they receive from women on a daily basis through media, music, direct communication, and other means. I would like to present a formula for women to follow in order to learn how to actively respect the men in your lives that deserve to be treated that way, as well as those who have no reason to be treated disrespectfully. I'm going to prove my thesis by showing that respect is a vital key to healthy, successful relationships, the fact that men need respect in order to feel love, and respect is biblically ordained. So now, let's see how us as women can work towards having healthier relationships with men in our lives. When respect is not given to a man, it is a message to him that you don't care about him or think much of him. But when verbal and nonverbal respect is given, a man feels more encouraged to act out in kindness. Jim Burns from the Christian Broadcasting Network says that husbands need to know that their wives respect them both privately and publicly. Men thrive when they know that their wives trust them, admire them, and believe in them. Shanti Feldhahn's research indicated that men would rather sense the loss of loving feelings from their wives than to be disrespected by them. Proverbs 12:4 states that an excellent wife is the crown of her husband, but she who brings shame is like rottenness in his bones. Not only do men need respect in order to act in an encouraging and uplifting ways in their relationships, but they feel love is administered through respect given to them. As women, we must remember that men think differently than us. So while thinking of that, remember that men need respect in order to feel love. Brené Brown states that we cultivate love when we allow our most vulnerable and powerful selves to be deeply seen and known, and when we honor the spiritual connection that grows from that, offering with trust, respect, kindness, and affection. Ephesians 5:33 says, "However, let each one of you love his wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband." Finally, if you are thinking to yourself that none of this is a valid argument, or if you feel you have reason to disprove the need for respect for a man, just understand this. God ordained men and women to be together, and He ordained men to be the leader of the household. In order for this to be done, a certain level of respect was demanded to be given from the wife to her husband. This was a necessary rule in order for the husband to continue living as the leader in the home. Colossians 3:18 says, "Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as it is fit in the Lord." Just the same, 1 Peter 3:7 says to husbands, "Likewise ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers not be hindered." Colossians 3:23-24 says, "For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, his body, and is himself its Savior. Now as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit in everything to their husbands." Now, hearing these points, I want each of you, especially the women, to remember how important it is to respect the men in your lives. So now that you have learned that men need respect in order to reciprocate positive actions, to feel love, and that respect is biblically ordained by God Himself, I urge you to make a lifestyle change as well as a mindset change. Begin to think of men as human beings just as vulnerable as you and I. Begin to change your preconceived notions into more positive ones. Don't make a judgment call on a man simply because he is a man and then be completely disrespectful. Men need us women to help them to step back up to the plate of manhood and begin taking responsibility and leadership in the homes. But it starts with us women giving them the respect they need in order to accomplish these goals. I hope that you are all able to take this information to better your relationships with the men in your life and fulfill God's calling in your life to be supportive, uplifting women. Thank you.